Ladies and gentlemen, right now, you're tuning to episode 10 of season...
It's not just the episode. It's the finale.
I was literally about to get there.
No, it's cool. I just had to beat him to the punch.
So you go ahead and do the intro then, nigga.
No, I'm not doing the intro.
No, go ahead and
say
do
the finale part.
Anyways, welcome to season 10.
Okay.
Oh, season 10. Oh, okay.
Look
we
at
gotta
you.
restart
This nigga
Restart this whole thing.
All
See,
right.
look, you fucked up my
No,
intro.
you could have easily. Alright, we're gonna restart. Go ahead.
Yeah, just reclick.
Nah, this staying in. This staying in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 2, episode 10, the finale of this season.
Sir.
Weezytalks.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a new face here, a special guest in the building, my best friend, Nadia. Now, let's clap it up for Nadia one more time. Now, Nadia is a great friend. She's a hard-working, independent woman, college graduate, master's degree, social worker, aka Greek life. What else do you need?
We got black excellence in the building today. Oh my
What else do you need?
My God.
So, Nadia, how you feeling today, man?
No, I'm feeling alright.
Yeah. Cam, how you feeling, man?
Feeling great. Season finale.
What about you, bro?
Eh.
Boy,
Why
it's the finale.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You know,
we need the energy
listen,
up.
I know, guys, it's been a minute. Like, with this season, everything's been a little bit more spaced out.
It's been
but,
a
you know,
long season.
we've been trying to, like, align some things. And, you know, we really... Listen, we finished it with a bang. It's a banger right here. Already. I'm calling it right now. Y'all not ready these last 2 episodes. Not ready.
Remember we all let our guns off? We should do that again.
Becky.
I like that one.
What about yours?
Hit the 6'9".
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
I don't even know if the camera caught that.
Pew pew. But it got a silencer on it.
Nah, that sounds like a stormtrooper gun.
You know not about that life.
It's all good.
Alright, so with Nadia, me and Nadia met at Chick-fil-A. So that was my first job. I think, how old was I? I was 17.
I was 21.
21, yeah. So Nadia was cool, but I think at that point, you know, when you new at a job and at that point you're insecure about yourself, you figuring out yourself. And so, you know, I'm at the job kind of like, I don't know what I want to do. And she was significantly better than me. And like, she would stun on people. And that was different. Like, I wasn't used to that. So she was like, oh, you know, y'all niggas suck. And she would say it to their face. And I'm like, that's different.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah.
at that point. Because nobody else was like that. Everybody else was like, was sneak, you know, walks like walking on eggshells. But nah, she kept it real.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like, throughout the first time, I remember, what was it? She would offer me rides home because I would take the bus to work. At that point, I wasn't driving. And sometimes I would take a ride. I would take the bus home and she would offer me a ride. And I was like, nah, because, you know, I think I was really skeptical.
Hey,
And my mom always told me, nah.
Keep the car with
Stranger.
strangers.
What, did you think she was going to kidnap you?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All this muscle.
They can't see on camera, but Nadia is short,
Nah,
respectfully.
but honestly, you know what it was, though? I think it's just a piece to riding that bus at night, though.
Alright.
Yeah.
The peace.
The piece, yes, nigga.
I mean,
It's kind of like
There was nobody in the bus.
No, I get it. Same way I used to walk purposely to school. It's peaceful. There's nobody bothering me. I got one headphone and listen to some music. Make sure I can still look and see my surroundings.
Yeah.
Plus he knew there was something different.
Oh, that was better.
You just knew the my music wasn't on it.
That was back when you wasn't really a people person either. You was like,
No, definitely.
You definitely called me
Yeah.
mean the first time we met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you called her what?
Mean and intimidating.
I thought
Yeah.
you said something else.
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say.
And then
He's a mean man.
Well, yeah. So what?
I left back for college because I was there, you know, that was when I was still in undergrad. And so then I would just kind of come back when I could, and you know, Niall always showed me love. Always be like, hey, get on the schedule, and then we'd always work the same shifts. And then he'd always ask me to stay, even though I'd been there so long, and I'd always stay. And then one day we were just bagging, and he was just like, I'm gonna say something, and I'm like, all right. And then he was just like, shut up, half breed. And I was just like, ooh, ooh, my feelings hurt.
It be like that sometimes.
But it
I've
was
definitely
like
said
a
something like that.
But I was like, ooh,
I've definitely said
I
something
want
like
to see
that
how
before.
she would take it.
yeah, right?
I've definitely said something like
We
that
were not
before.
cool at that moment. Like, we were alright, but like not cool. And I was like, well, I guess we gonna have to be friends then, cause
That's crazy.
yeah. And then we just been friends ever since.
You said I can't take disrespect for somebody I would consider a friend.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're gonna hurt their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Listen, when she came back that last time and then got her.
No, you got me the job back the last time because I was always above you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to graduate school, and then you started doing what you were supposed to do, and then you got up there, and so I came back and I was below you, and then we had to figure out that dynamic because I was always older and in charge of you. Now suddenly I had to listen to you.
So how did that affect your relationship, or did it?
I mean, it didn't, because I didn't. I mean, at the end of the day, this was someone I cared about and respected. So it was just like, all right, like I get it. Like you put in the work. Now, there was other people there. I really didn't feel like they gave the work, but since he did the work, it was like, all right, cool. And then plus, I have an attitude problem with everyone. He can deal with that attitude problem. So at that point, it's no longer a problem.
Yeah, true. Not everyone at Chick-fil-A could, bro.
Nah,
but that was one thing about Chick-fil-A, no matter what, throughout those 3 years, like, I've definitely met some great people, and some great people had great experiences, like, that you wouldn't have at traditional jobs, like, yeah, bro.
That complete lack of, I can think of an explanation.
Well, it's more so like, where in this life would I have met, like, Niall? Like, it more so goes into, I was in school 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
To get this level of friendship, to even go further and like where we're like this close now, I wouldn't have been able to do if I didn't work at Chick-fil-A. So our paths crossed because of that place, even though it was freaking hellhole.
Yeah, that might have made the relationship kind of.
I wonder how many people from Chick-fil-A gonna watch this and be like, "It ain't no damn hellhole."
Nah, man.
It was for the people that actually did their job.
That's what I'm saying. It was there from the beginning to end.
Yeah, grand opening,
Right, grand opening. I don't want to hear nothing but somebody that came a year or two in.
Correct. Because they didn't know.
If he wasn't working for like 3 Saturdays a month, don't talk to me.
And in reality, you are working really 4 Saturdays.
Right, because I was really working 4.
Yeah. And then you took one random day off, and then it was a hell. I remember taking off my birthday.
This man left what holiday was that? We were at grandma's. It was a holiday. We were cooking food. This man gets a call. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go in. What do you mean? You already took the day off. We are at a holiday.
Maybe.
A whole holiday.
I don't think so.
A whole holiday. Sir, why are you going back to work?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's, I think, kind of just shows Niall's character. Because, like, at the end of the day, I would have some bad days. And I knew there was one day where there was no one else there to help me. No one else was answering. And I was like, I'm gonna have to call him. Even though this is his only day off, and he will have to work 6 days this week. And I called him, and it was like, I held it together until he got there. And then the tears just started. And I said, thanks for coming. And the tears just came to it. It's cool. Go ahead and go back.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Yeah. I was like, what do you need me?
And then he just like handled it. And then was like, but I got a favor to ask. And I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, wasn't that? Yeah.
Yeah, and then we bought your car.
Yeah. I was like, hey, can you take me to go pick up my car tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah. And I was like, no question. Because literally tears were coming down my face because it was that bad of a shift.
Wow.
That place, I mean, you see the line.
Yeah, I know.
That line be
Chick-fil-A be jumping all the time, and it's like understaffed, and like the staff is under. They're just not. Most of the staff is not good, underqualified. Like they literally hire a bunch of 14 to 16-year-olds.
Yeah, like I started working at Chick-fil-A when I was 19, like my sophomore year of that, and then from sophomore up until I quit when I sat last year of grad school.
Mm-hmm.
Gave me money. That's really all it was about, was money.
Yeah. So, you went to high school. So you went to CCS. So you went to what high school did you go to?
I went to Columbus Alternative High School, COS.
So how was your experience at COS?
Yeah. Right now you're like, okay, things are making sense now. Things are making sense.
Everything's starting to come together for me.
Like why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
An attitude problem. Oh, that's a COS kid. I mean, it was fine. I felt like that school's hard in itself, so then it's just taking everyone who's been at the top everywhere and then putting them in a school together. So then there's always going to be people that are above. So I was not used to being like mediocre or even below mediocre, because like that was when the depression was hitting. And so it was just like, oh man, what do I go from here? Like here I am, like I know if I was in like a regular school I would be, fine. But I wanted to push myself, and I think that's just kind of what COS gave me, was like that push. And then like, when I got to college, it kind of worked out, I guess. But that was always in the cards, was college, because no one in my family had graduated high school. They'd only gotten their GEDs, and only then it was like only like a few of them. So to even get the high school diploma was quite big.
Right.
So you got the high school and the college diploma.
Masters.
Yeah. I got 2 degrees.
Like excellence for real.
Said I'm gonna double down.
Yeah.
Come on. That's what I like to see.
I have letters behind my name.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Talk that shit. Talk that shit.
The talk is different today.
So, what made you choose to do social work for your career? Like, what made you lead to that?
I think that when you go to a school in CCS, you see that like things aren't. I mean, we can even see now that things are not getting better. You see in Dublin and Upper Arlington and Gahanna, like they have these amazing schools, and it's like here we are. Cause is one of the best, and we got scraps.
Yeah, y'all school. I remember when I first seen Cos, I was like, I read it, and I'm like,
Yeah. This has some of the
that's
best students.
Cos? This is #1, like education and CCS. I'm looking at it, that's right around the corner.
It's on the campus.
Right.
Yeah, no, the Lindy kids hated us.
Yeah, I believe it.
But no, it was.
Lindy and McKinley nicer than that damn school. Like
Right.
what? That's
Right.
It make no sense.
It
I
makes
took my ACT there, and I was like, "What is this?"
First time I seen Lindy and McKinley, I said the same damn thing.
I was like, "This is nice." Like, I was like looking around, but I think that it just kind of came down into like I wanted to help people, and then I also felt like I grew up in an environment where I wanted to, like, I was always talking to people about their problems. So, like, that's kind of what social work is to me. Is like, social work is so over-encompassing that, like, I could be a therapist right now, and then if I wanted to work in a hospital, or if I wanted to work in schools, or if I, like, it's so vast. So, like, it's really whatever I want it to be. And especially having a master's, like, that really opens up so much. So, yeah.
Man.
That's all.
Where did you grow up?
Up at 17.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm from here.
From here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. She
Yeah.
definitely valid.
My mom went to Mifflin. My mom got pregnant with me while she was in Mifflin, and then we stayed in that general area.
Yeah, she's from it.
Yeah.
I have a question. So I want you to tell me about Greek life because I don't really know that much about it since I
I'm
didn't
gonna ask you
go
what's the
to.
difference.
Yeah,
What's the
I didn't
difference
go to
in-
traditional college. So like, tell me about it, your experience.
There's PWIs, which is a predominantly white institution, versus HBCUs. Like, that's where you like think of those historically black
Yeah.
colleges and universities. So I think that there's definitely a difference in between those right there. And then I also want to even say, like, even talking to other Greek members and like everything, it really is whatever your school is like, whatever your like specific chapter is kind of like what Greek life is like, because AKAs in Youngstown versus AKAs in Columbus versus AKAs down south, those could be vastly different people. So it's like whenever people are like, oh, I don't like AKAs because they're snooty and stuff, and it's just like, alright, cool, but like you really are only basing it off of one thing.
Right.
So in like when you see things on like TikTok where it's like Bama Rush and like rushing and all that, it's not that. It's not like me being like, oh, who wants me? Like this is, oh, I hope I will go to whoever picks me. It's, I knew I was gonna, like, I felt in my heart like it's AKA or it's nothing. Like it's Alpha Kappa Alpha or it's nothing.
Right.
So I was like, here's me, and I hope y'all like me. Please accept me. And then it was, because it was a small institution, it just wasn't happening. And then on that final, like, they wouldn't have a line, and then they finally had one, and it was like, oh, okay. And then COVID happened. So I really didn't get to enjoy like the full undergraduate Greek life. But at the end of the day, it's about service, and I pay my dues, and I'm financial.
Right.
So that means that if anyone asks me, I have my card in my back pocket. Like it's legit. Like it's always in here, and it's, you know, you have a card, and you can be like, hey, are you Greek? And then it's right here. Like, I'm financial.
Hey.
It's legit. Like, you got this card. It's like, oh yeah, like I get to wear the letters. So there's some people out here that, you know, did it in 1980 this, but they didn't pay anything and they don't do any service. So it's like, oh, you just wait for the letters. That's not what I'm about. I'm about, you know, doing service and trying to better my community and people that look like me. So, yeah.
I like to hear that. I
Yeah.
like to hear
What are
that.
some of the benefits that comes with being in Greek life?
So
Associated with Greek life.
it's, I think, especially for me, not having like anyone in my family that had like gone to college, I needed someone that could guide me through any type of process or even just give me advice of like talking back and forth. Because talking to my mom about like how college is, it would just be like, man, this is really tough. And then she'd be like, you know what really is tough? Raising a kid at 17. So it was just like, yeah. All right then. So I needed to have that like personal connection. So, I mean, I have sorority sisters I can call right now. I just found out that my neighbor that lives across the street from me is a sorority sister. I have friends that have they've given me gifts when I graduated and stuff, but I think what really like cemented it all was I was trying to find an internship for my program. I had to get 540 hours of unpaid. Technically, like, was unpaid. You weren't supposed to, you know, find something that was paid. It was either unpaid or paid. You just had to figure it out. And one of my sorority sisters was like, social work, yeah, you can come to me, and it was a paid experience, and it was getting me all my hours, and to even just have that. Here there were people that were having work part-time and do their 20 hours a week, and here I was just doing 40 and getting paid for it and getting my school experience. And then in having that, just that personal connection of, oh, sorry sister, I got that then led to the job I now have. Because I had that experience, and then I was like, oh, reference. That's always a reference. That's gonna be like, oh, she's the most amazing. Like we always talk about nepotism, but sometimes it's just like if other races or cultures are going to use it, kind of let's use it for ourselves as well. So
Absolutely.
I mean, what can you say?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
I agree. What school did you go to?
So I went to Youngstown State University. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a school. It got me my degrees. It got me a job. I think that, yes, someone from Harvard is always going to be like, yeah, I went to Harvard, and things like that. But I just think that I have a degree that says I have this, and you have a degree that says that. We can both apply for jobs, and you might get a little bit of me, but at the end of the day, I knew I was staying in Ohio, and I knew I wasn't. I'm not trying to be out here like, oh, I need to be famous and do this. I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
So I don't need to make millions of dollars. If I get to even 6 figures, I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not stressing about it.
Yeah.
So to me, it was just like, first generation college student, what is the cheapest option? Because Ohio State is $40,000 a year.
Right.
And so Youngstown was like, oh, we're the cheapest in the state. And I went, all right.
In the state?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It was $20,000 for the entire year. So it was like $10,000, and then it was like some housing stuff, but it was like $12,000 per semester. And that's like what some people pay for, like, you know, just one little section of it. So that was what the cheapest was for me.
So
Grad school was more expensive though.
Would you recommend Youngstown to other people to try out if they feel like they're in the same situation as you?
I feel like community college is what my first option was, but my mom was not with that. I think that college, there's always going to be a scam, and people always want to complain about it. They're called general elective classes. So it's like those are the classes that you have to do to be a more well-rounded human, and then you get like your meat of like what you want as in your program. And so I felt like general eds, get those done when they are cheaper. Like get them done and out the way so you can see if you like college. Because what's the point of going to this whole 4-year university and then you realize college is not for me.
Right.
And then you are now $20,000 in debt versus $5,000 in debt. So I would say like Youngstown doesn't have the best history. They accept so many people, but for the black and brown community, 3% graduate. So I'm part of a very small population.
Oh my.
Dang.
Yeah.
3%?
Yes. So it's just like, and I mean that's part of because they accept anyone. They have high school students that come and do stuff. So they accept so many people, but so many people just get stuck in those barriers where they can't like go ahead.
So they're cheaper than Columbus State too?
Well, that's a community college, so it's always going to be cheaper, but it is the smallest 4-year university. Yeah. At least for when I went. That was also, you know, I've been in school for the past 7 years.
Okay.
So this is the first year that I haven't.
Finally free. Bro, that's crazy. She kept going.
Yeah, I graduated in 2015, and I just stopped this past May.
You're still young though.
25 is young, yes,
Yeah,
but man, just imagine, like, I've been in school, like, I've been raising my hand and having to do, like, all that stuff. It just wears down on you. So when people are like, oh, you're going to go get your doctorate, I was like, no.
Right.
That's later down the line. Like, that's when I'm actually like, oh, I'm tired of actually working. Like, I need to not be subject to doing 2 things at once, because balancing school and work was so difficult that, like, now I'm like, well, what do I do if I just work?
Yeah.
Like, what is that like? Because you have I feel like you have a good balance. I feel like you kind of are like, yeah, I do this and I do this. I've always been like, okay, when's this discussion post due? Like, 11:59 still causes my heart to bump. Because, like, I'm like, did I have a discussion post I should have done? And I'm like, oh, wait, that's not a thing anymore.
I feel you're paying.
You feel my, you understand.
That 11:59.
Yeah.
I hate.
Oh, and then at 11:57, I'm like, come on, because Spectrum sucks.
No, and then when something doesn't want to load and like everybody's trying to submit a assignment, I'm like, it's 11:57.
And then you're like already screenshot, like my stuff's already done. So when I send this email, that it was like not done. So
you're like, hey, it was right here. You see me trying to submit this.
Yeah. No, I've gotten really good at like being like, and this my name is not your. You already have your student number memorized. You're like, and I'm just trying to submit this. It's not working. Yeah.
You know what I've done one time? Thank God, and obviously none of my teachers are gonna see this. I submitted a purposefully corrupt file, and then I was like, hey. He was like, oh yeah, I can't open the file. I was like, oh yeah, I got you. Since they were really great, it was like, oh yeah, it's corrupted. I was like, I got you. Here's the new file.
That's
with
smart,
everything
though.
done.
That's smart. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think that works with high school graduate.
Definitely.
My teachers started being up at that time. It was the wildest thing ever. I'd be like, oh wait, I don't know what's going on. They're like, well, just send it to me again, like, and email it 2 minutes later. And I'm like,
No.
Oh, my
No,
God.
I'd submit
Two.
I'd submit a corrupt file, and then they'd be with the title of whatever it's supposed to be. They'd come back and be like, this file is corrupt. I can't see anything.
so they tell you to send it again. They tell you to copy paste. Listen,
Yeah, they
graduates.
tell me to send it again, but by the time they tell me to send it again, I'm done.
Yeah, and I'm telling you that graduate school, like they're up. They got nothing to do. They got nothing but time at that point. They're just like ready to be petty. So.
They get paid.
Let me see what they did or didn't do their work.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then they like started getting software to like see like plagiarism, which yes, like you really shouldn't plagiarize. But then there's like certain points where it's just like, how do I keep explaining like the wheel? You know what I mean? Like there's only so many ways I can explain this.
Yeah.
And then I felt like with social work, it's a lot of self-reflection, which is important. Which is, I need to reflect on myself to be a better social worker. But when I'm taking 4 classes and they all want self-reflection, it's just more so like copy and paste. But technically, that's plagiarism.
The fact that you can plagiarize yourself is so crazy to me. Like, how can I plagiarize something I wrote? It's my words.
Right.
Technically, is one of my favorite
me.
words because technically,
Yeah.
Can I do it still?
Exactly.
That's
So then it
the
was like,
question.
I think at that point, these people have had me for the past 5 years. So I could kind of get away with it sometimes, but sometimes there would always be that one that was like the hag of the program. And it was just like, let me not even do this right now. Like, let me go ahead and make you your own because of who you are as a person.
I know,
And
I
let
had
me-
that.
Yeah.
She was like, you plagiarized something. She pulls up the essay I said on Trinity.com, I think. And I was like, that's my essay from 2 years ago. It's still plagiarizing. It's my words.
And then at that point, I'm just like,
crazy.
I really, because this is
They
where
been doing you dirty as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
It was misapplied. It was misapplied.
Crazy.
I am a surplus.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is crazy. Because, like, I feel like I graduated in 2015, so I was, what, like 2012 to 2015, I would say. Yeah. And so it was just like, that's when they were still, like, getting used to, like, infinite campuses and stuff. So I was able to cheat the system. Like, my family never knew I was doing as bad as I was because I was able to cheat it. My brother, they be getting emails and be like, where's this at? You be like, oh, well, it's in. They're like, oh, but it's not, though. Show me. And I'd be like, ooh,
Yeah. That's what I'm
yikes,
saying.
buddy.
I feel like our group, we got out like
Just
Just before, yeah, because
they were starting to catch us with certain stuff, and then it was like, we up out of here. That's y'all gotta deal with it.
I think the best thing I did.
They got smart on y'all.
That's what they did. I
I
think
can't even miss a class for 5 minutes no more.
Yeah.
Your son missed 5 minutes in math class. Like, how the fuck?
I only skipped
Shit
10
is
years.
crazy.
Every time I see it, I would get caught. I'm like,
I
how?
would too.
That's crazy.
Study
That is-
hall too.
This shows
Unless
my
I started leaving.
I just
I
never
mean,
skipped.
I got it suspended.
I just fall asleep in class. I think that was it. I was that kid that came late. The fact that I have a job in school now is really straight karma because I would be there at like 9 o'clock. Like, I don't need to be up. It was senior. I had study halls my first like semester, but they always wanted me to be there. I was like, nah. So I show up at 9 and it would just be like, dang.
If I had a study hall.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes, but they wouldn't. So it was just like
Nah,
back and forth. But I think the best thing I did was my. So then if it was like a grade, I was like, oh, if it's a good one, I give it to my mom. And if it's my dad, I made the signature, so it always matches my signature. So it was always good. So I was like, yeah, and like I was like, well, this is nice. And I close it up and I turn it in. I literally just told him, I want to say like earlier this summer, and he like looked at me and I went, that's just what it is, dog. Like, what you gonna do? I think one of the pettiest thing I did was like they had magnets for like the honor roll, and I was never on honor roll. And so like I just stole a magnet and I was like, hey guys, you want this magnet? And they're like, you're not on honor roll. I was like, do you want this magnet or not? So there's like honor roll magnets on my fridge that I'd never earned just because they were in the hallway.
Fuck it, I would take them too.
Right.
Just to take them. That was funny as hell.
Have you ever got caught cheating on the test? Anybody?
No.
Getting caught?
I don't know.
Nah.
Nah,
caught?
you know what it is though? You know when the teachers catch you trying to cheat though. Like when I be like
I
glance in the room, you make eye contact with them.
stupidest shit
Yeah.
doing that.
I'd be
bro.
like,
I swear.
Nah. Okay. Here's what I
hell.
do. Here's what I've done before. If I know I'm going to cheat, I will purposefully make you think I'm about to, and then I'll make sure I prove my innocence, so you're no longer looking at me.
What you mean?
Yeah,
I'll be looking around like,
Yeah, I don't get that one.
They think I'm looking around. I'm like, nah, I'm good. And then when they stop looking at me, let me pull up this piece.
Little sneaky motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like in college, that's where like there were people that would take like that water bottle like wrapper and they would put like because it's like I just need the formulas. I can figure it out, but I'm not gonna memorize a whole formula. I'm bad at math. That's why I'm a social worker. And so it was just like things like that, or like the skirt where you have to pull like you go right on your leg and then like pull it with your skirt and things like that. And then for the while there, you could get away with your watch because people didn't understand them. I feel like now people understand technology too much. It's just like even this online tests and stuff. It's just like like they want you to proctor it, which means like they can see your screen, so they can see if you click to another thing, and then they also want you to have your camera on. And I was just like, oh, baby boy, like no, that's not me.
For our AP test, firstly, they made us turn in our phones. No smartwatches. Matter of fact, no watches at all.
Oh yeah, they take all watches off. Yeah,
like not even like
for what test?
AP. Even for like a regular old just watch, you couldn't wear it. Yeah, they made sure you had nothing. They gave you your own pencil. You couldn't have a mechanical. No, they gave you a pencil.
They definitely gave us our own pencils. They wasn't going for that shit.
For this test I'm taking next week to become like a fully licensed social worker, I have to be there an hour early. My name on my ID has to match another form of ID that also has to match the name that I put on my thing. Anything I want has to go in a plastic Ziploc bag that they will then like. I was like, it's either they go through it or something, but everything stays in the bag and they have to like check me for everything. Like I'm not wearing anything, and then. It's like they'll give me a board with an Expo marker, and that's what I can write like my notes on. So let's say you like remembered something, you're like, oh, I don't want to forget it. You can write it then and there, but like that's it.
It's about they gave us a piece of paper to write any notes, and they take a piece of paper at the end of the exam.
And then you get the results right in there. That's why I'm kind of nervous, but like you get the results right in there. So if they hand it to you like this, you failed. If they're like, oh, like this. Listen, they hand it to you with that little crisp.
They give it to you right there. Nah, we have to wait weeks for a thing.
I find out that day. Like so, listen. It's Wednesday. You're off on Wednesdays. It's either we're getting drinks or we're getting drinks. Like it's one of the two. It just depends on how that test goes.
That's crazy.
It's gonna have to be.
Did you say there were like a few variations of the test?
So there's like the hard one that you only have to get like there's like 150 questions. On the super hard one you have to only get like 93 right. On like the easier version of the test you have to get like 107 right, and it just kind of depends. And it really just depends on what questions you get and things like that. Because like I don't know medications, but like they have medication questions on, so I'm just taking the L on that. Like I'll just study a little bit, but I'm just not worried about that, and I'm just hoping for the best. Because I like know most everything else. I think there's some things where it's just like theorists and like where did this idea come from, and like Pablo's stuff, like things like that, where it's like I don't know, that's not what I do in my day to day.
Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah. Our lives are very different.
That's a lot of questions, though.
It is.
150. Yeah.
150. Yeah.
So how long do you get to take the test?
4 hours.
I got one more question.
Okay.
So, never mind. I just forgot. That's crazy.
You dead ass?
Swear to God.
The fact that he had the tongue on his
I swear to God,
tongue
that's
and then he instantly stopped.
Bro.
That's
I
crazy.
thought that was it.
Back to this. So, back with the ATI questions, ladies and gentlemen.
4
you
hours.
just said it. That
4
reminded
hours
me.
is crazy, though.
That test we took in high school, that's 4 hours.
What
And
test?
you come to school like a couple hours early.
The SAT?
Is that what it's called? I don't remember.
The
what it's called, 'cause
PSAT?
They changed this name.
Yeah, I didn't have to the PSAT. Went to the SAT though. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, SAT sucked.
What did you get on
Sucked
that?
ass, man.
What was the scaling? I don't remember.
I think like
So SAT was
the
like
most-
the
it was like 32 or something like that.
no, that's ACT.
That's what I'm talking about.
ACT.
Oh, I took ACT. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took that. What was the range? What was the highest?
36.
Oh yeah, 36. I thought it was 32. Shit.
23.
Damn, boy! I ain't saying mine no more.
That was the second time though. I got 17 the first time. I got 23 the second
That's
time.
good shit, yeah. I went to a
What you getting out of here?
a 23. No, 23.
I'm taking it again, but I got a 17 the first time.
Yeah. And like it happens.
I'm be real. I'm
The
taking
math.
it.
Like I did great in English, but it was the math part, so I had to retake that.
Apparently, a lot of colleges that are saying we don't even need to take those now.
Yeah.
We don't need to take either, apparently.
Bro,
Either?
I was doing like the math in my head. It was like, I can't remember how long you get, but I was
That math
literally
shit hurt.
like, no, I'm saying like I don't remember what subject it was, but I'm doing the math, like the questions and how much time we have per question.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's no way, like, they
You have to
really
build these
expect.
answers.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, I'm pretty damn good at math. You get
I'm
like
gonna be real.
a minute to read a story.
I asked everybody in the room who was in the room with me. I was like, did anybody actually finish everything, or did they have to just start guessing towards the end when time's up run out? Everybody's like, we just started guessing.
I heard it because I heard everybody.
They was like, they was like, I had 2 minutes left and had like 10 questions. I just started guessing probability.
And I guess my question is, did you study by yourself, or was it just kind of like, I know I have to take this, and then I just kind of go through that?
I never studied. I'm
a
not,
little bit of both.
I'm one of them people. I just never studied.
Yeah.
If I'm good at it, I'm good at it.
Yeah.
Especially with math, I'm just like, fuck it, we'll go in.
Yeah.
That's not how
I
we
just
go.
think that's like interesting because it's just like that's kind of like what we have to do, and so sometimes in these like suburban communities and things like that, they have parents that's like, I bought this big book, we're gonna go through it every day, we're gonna do this, and then like that's why they're more prepared and things like that. It's because you had the capabilities to get that stuff. Like I didn't get that stuff.
Right.
I took it once.
You had the capabilities, and somebody had the time to teach it to you.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was working,
Exactly.
getting that cash money.
Yeah. I remember I did drill team, and so it was like I had a football game the night before,
How was that?
and
Right, I didn't know that.
You did
That's
drill?
a shot.
Right,
Wait a minute.
talk about
You ain't
this.
never said this.
Yeah, never said
Drill
about
team.
this. Yeah.
it was just drill team. I don't know.
Right.
I did it sophomore, junior, senior year, and then Cos doesn't have sports because it's Cos, and so I had to do it for my homeschool. So I was at Mifflin. Ooh, Mifflin High. And then I think it was just like my senior year I was captain, but it very much bothered like them because it was like, you don't go to school here.
Bro, that's crazy.
You're the captain of the drill team, and you are not from this school. Like it just kind of rubbed me wrong. But I think I had a game the night before my ACT, and then I woke up. I still had glitter on my eyes because it was like I need to go home, go to bed because it was you had to be there at 8 a.m. the next day. And then went to that Linden, and I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I just took it, and I was like, whatever I get is what I get because I kind of knew Youngstown accepted a 16.
Yeah.
So I knew base knowledge. I at least had 16. So when I got 23, I went, cool. I'm done now.
That's what I'm saying. As long as I was getting above 16, I was cool.
Listen, senior, I just hit different when you don't care anymore. Like once I figured out that Youngstown only wanted a 16, and when I got a 23, it was fine. I no longer like Cos has like so many different like high school diplomas. I was like, oh, I just want the CCS one. Like there's one where you get like do another language, you get this, and it's just this little bar that goes
That
on.
little seal, the little seal that you talk
seal,
about.
and I just went, I do not give a fuck. And I was like, I'm not peaking in high school, and I literally just like, I'm gonna protect my peace. Hence why I had study halls my first, my first 2 hours of school, because like I wasn't filling up that time.
Yeah.
CCS is a mess right now.
Yeah.
I can't even talk to my counselor to drop a class that I don't need.
Because they're part of the union.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
people that aren't in the union are the administrators. So like your principal, and I want to say your like assistant principal and like your secretary.
Literally that. Literally on Zoom today, principal, assistant principal, and a bunch of random subs. A few that I've actually seen, like Uzman. He's been in the building, and then the sports coordinator. That's it. None of the coaches, because they're part of the union too. Just the sports coordinator. That's it.
Oh, gotta address something.
Okay.
Yesterday, some kid shot a BB gun at. Y'all seen that? At the y'all ain't see that?
Yeah, you gotta continue telling
They
the
shot the
story.
BB gun
Like, you
at
telling
the
half the
teachers,
story.
bro. Cause I want to get it right.
Really?
I thought y'all heard about it.
Teachers? I
Yeah,
ain't
bro.
nothing about this.
You heard
Like,
about
while
it?
they were protesting?
Yes, while they were protesting, bro, in Columbus.
I've only seen one student who was actually against this whole thing. It was some random white boy. I'm not so random. I know him in real life. This white boy I follow because we follow each other. I know him. I had some classes with him last year. This nigga gonna post on his story talking with a video in front of the Centennial. He's driving, talking about some fuck you, get back into school. I ain't trying to spend my senior year on the line.
It's just ignorance because you don't
That's
really.
my whole point. How are you
ignorant.
doing that to the teachers that's trying to help you? Y'all
Like,
just-
they're trying to get
Correct. And it just kind of goes into you're just parroting whatever you think you should be said. I think that's a lot of like what's been going on nowadays is you're so into like this inner culture and like all this that you're like, oh, I need to hit this buzzword and this buzzword.
And I've had a lot of people question me because it's my senior year and like I'm upset. I'm not upset with teachers. I understand. I support y'all. Y'all
Right.
the conditions that they have a lot of the buildings in. I'm not gonna say Centennial is in the worst condition, but it definitely needs some updating along with every other building.
Yeah. Should
It-
this work
Our
worse?
boys'
it
bathroom.
just comes into a point of it could get worse, but why should I let it get worse? Just like, it kind of goes into
Seen a raccoon
at what
in
point
school.
are we making the stand?
I've seen a literal raccoon in our school.
Yep.
What?
Picketers
Yeah,
shot
right.
at with a BB gun outside of Columbus, Ohio school.
They're at schools all over the place. We literally just passed them at Linden Elementary.
Yeah.
It was on North High Street and West Henderson Road, Indian Springs Elementary.
Next to the West Bank. Yeah.
No, I think that's like
Indian Springs Elementary. Indian Springs Elementary is across from the strip of Laughing Ogre.
Yeah. And then
Say that again.
You know what the Laughing Ogre is?
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the West Bank on across.
Oh, yeah.
It's in that back cut.
Yeah.
I know that because there's a kid that gets on my bus. He gets off there.
Ain't it kind of by Park Roses?
I mean, you got a little ways to go. Like, sure.
I ain't been to Park Roses in a minute,
Yeah, I
bro.
know,
Since
we gotta
middle school,
go.
bro.
Really?
Middle school.
No, high school.
I was
You
about
right.
to
I was about to say,
Trapping.
I was in Parker Roses. Probably.
Completely forgot about Park Roses.
Unless I'm missing something.
I think I was there second or third quarter last year.
Did you guys go to, like, with dates? For
Yeah,
prom?
I had a day for prom.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Alright then.
Are you guys me too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a day for that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it was, at the end of the day, I really don't, like, I don't look like that anymore. I still have to
Okay,
dress, but like.
can I be honest? Homecoming and prom is way overrated, bro. It's way overrated.
I didn't go to any
I
homecoming.
say
I get
go
this, okay. I just
for
don't
the
like it.
experience. Prom for sure. Go for the experience.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's
homecoming you don't have to go to
Go to
every
prom as a
single
senior,
one,
not
but,
as a
like,
junior.
it's overrated to me. Like, I don't know why. It just was never that fun. Like all the ones I
the
went
clean
to.
music and all that.
Yeah, it's like it was
Exactly.
cool. It was something to do, but it's like it could. Be
it was
like-
about the experience of like I guess it was more so like this is kind of signifying this is at the end.
Right.
Like I think it was more so that
That's
like
why
I'm
I
doing
thought
this thing
prom was
because
pretty cool.
this is what the last moment I'm going to do it.
I like
Yeah.
that. I think that in prom, prom and homecoming, especially the end.
Yeah.
Homecoming is more.
This is the
after
beginning of the
parties.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homecoming is the after parties, 9 times out of 10.
I
What
think,
you mean?
Like, sure, you're gonna have fun there, but then everyone's going to do something after home.
Oh,
They're
that's what the fun. Yeah.
leaving in groups to
Yeah.
go do this, that, and the other. People
Yeah.
going to house parties, people going to Top Golf, people going to do whatever.
Right.
and I think that like you have that so that you get kind of a taste so that you don't go crazy in college. Because
Yeah.
going to college parties, like I mean, Youngstown was small, but like my first year they were pretty good with parties, but it's like you don't want to just act like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here, but then you also don't want to be like, crazy. So I just felt like
Yeah.
getting your first taste of like, oh, being around other people and like dealing with shit music, but still having a good time. Because that's what all parties are. You ever had a bad DJ in a club? Like it was just like, oh, well, I'ma still drink, I'm still have a good time.
Facts.
I'm not to the age of clubs yet, but we'll get there.
You definitely are, nigga.
What?
Bro,
That's what
the-
I'm saying.
How old are you? Hold on.
I'm 21.
Oh, okay.
Talking about
You
not
thought I was
dating
18?
clubs.
No, I
Definitely
mean,
not
you have a
18.
baby face, but like
I
that's
wouldn't be hanging out with you. You was 18. That's a 3-year gap.
Whoa, that don't mean nothing.
That's a 3-year.
I love how he looked at you like, what's the
You're
gap there?
17,
Thank you.
18, 19,
Thank you.
20,
Thank you.
21.
Look at this. You see how you just try to do me like that? And she did. Thank you. Nada.
Okay, but
Anytime
that's
it's his
different,
misery,
though.
it's
Wait,
a
hold on,
best
how old
time.
is
Is it
How old is
different
12?
because I'm a female?
How old is 12?
He's 19.
How old is 12?
Well, 19. He a fresh 19 too. So shut your dumb ass.
I said 3. Nigga, you talking about everybody else. I'm
That's
talking about
damn near
Cameron
3.
Scott Dixon.
Oh!
Government is crazy. Government is crazy.
You are dead. You just said all 3. That is I forgot my middle name. I ain't heard it in so long. That's crazy.
I
Wow.
remember.
Alright. I'm gonna hit.
Government is
It's
crazy.
still my dog, though. You
Don't
know,
make me get
you
him.
can get me as need be.
Nah, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna get you unexpected. It ain't over. Anyway,
Government is wild.
since you know this man full of government, he getting wild. We about to ATI questions, man.
Alright, what you got?
So, first question: if you could wipe off one group of people from the earth, who would it be? I'm assuming we're not talking about race.
That is wild.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm gonna go with people that go to Comic-Con because they're weird, in my opinion.
Right.
What?
That's a little. People got jobs.
That's-
you know.
Comic Con?
That's some people's whole income.
What you mean?
Comic-Con? No. I think you're thinking of anime convention. Comic-Con is
Yeah,
cool.
the one where the people, not like the people who like just like anime. I'm talking about the weirdos who be like
Okay, those people.
And they think
because you
you're
said like
that
a whole
person.
general.
He's talking about the ones like
with the people with the tails.
So you're saying
That's
you're saying cosplayers that take it too far.
Too far.
Okay.
Like you really think you like you on some Heath Ledger shit. You think you that nigga. You know. Your ass is a human being. Chill
I mean,
out.
I understand
Chill
that.
out.
The dog ones are weird though. The
Furries?
dogs- Yeah, that's what's
No,
called.
that
like
them, yes, them
shit, yeah.
gone by
With the leash and shit, like
Gotta
that's
go.
odd. That's
Yeah,
odd.
that's odd.
I think
bro.
this is where my like social work comes in. Where I'm like, well, they're just expressing themselves. How would like you feel? Someone was like,
That's-
oh man,
I'm
your
about
earrings.
expression,
Oh,
though, but
niggas
that-
with earrings.
That's just my personal.
See,
opinion.
y'all thinking too broad. He said a group of people off the planet. I'm just gonna wipe out all pedophiles and rapists.
That's what I was like. That's what I was doing.
Simply.
Well, here's the problem.
W
Sometimes,
just-
like when you're thinking of races, is we all have a family member. Like
No, I said rapist.
Oh, rapist. I thought you said racist. I'm like, we all got a family member that like is racist as hell. And you're like,
Ooh, we.
You guys think black people can be racist?
No, it's impossible.
Prejudice.
Prejudice.
I think prejudice.
That's
Okay,
the
so
only
here,
thing we can be.
can I get one point in here?
Get it in
Because I
there.
know you about to say something. I just want to say
Get it in there, boy.
Okay, so
Pause.
what I've been told by multiple history teachers, it's prejudice. I mean, it's only racism if the group you're being racist against or prejudiced against is the minority. Look on your face. Otherwise, it's prejudice if they're the majority.
Right. And we've always been a minority. Therefore, we have no power to be racist.
Okay, I'm gonna let Nadia speak. I'm gonna let Nadia speak because the look on her face looked like she got something to say for her.
no, I mean, I think that, like, this is just a conversation.
I'm giving what I've been told by history teachers the
feel
meaning
like
of how it was.
I'm not even talking about blacks against whites. I'm more so talking blacks that go against, like, you know, the Asian community, people that go against the Arab community, people that go against, you know, anyone in that, like, subsection Iranian, Syrian, Saudi, like, everything Middle Eastern. I feel like they were kind of put in a similar boat to us of just, like, they didn't have power of what's going on. Because with what's going on in Iran, what's going on in Afghanistan, what's going on in Syria, like all of those places, and then here they are trying to get a better life. Black people are like, well, because I did this, like you're just as bad, and it's just like, well, I had no choice. And I feel like, in my experience, I've seen them been like really rude, like just disgustingly rude.
Oh no, that's a great point.
I've seen some people definitely.
Like we're pulling off hijabs and like just going after religions.
No.
Yeah, like
That- I remember I saw a thing.
No, that's different.
So that's why I was
This
like,
black
yeah, you
man
can't
hate
be
what you're
racist.
saying.
this black man attacked an Asian woman. It was like height of COVID, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Why would
Is
you?
that a racism or is that just a hate crime? You just
Well, what defines a hate crime?
good
Exactly.
That's true too. Don't ask me.
That's good. What's a hate crime?
I don't feel like. I mean, I think it's attack against someone just because of the community they're associated with.
Yeah,
I think
it was during the height of COVID. He was like screaming slurs at her,
See,
Mhm.
yeah.
basically
So I
saying
feel
COVID is her
any
fault.
like race,
Because I think there's
Yeah.
sexual
it's
orientation,
a
anything
crime
like
too.
that.
Yeah, typically, there you said violence as motivated by prejudice on the basis of race,
Call me
religion,
Google, you
sexual
feel me?
orientation, or other grounds. Yes, sir.
You feel me?
gold star.
But yeah, who you wiping off the earth? Any group? Go.
I don't like Kendrick Lamar.
Say that one more time, a little bit louder.
Not people that don't like Kendrick Lamar, because you know,
Oh yeah.
with the people that don't like it, they can grow too like Kendrick
No,
Lamar.
they can't.
What if I don't?
You can like something else. I mean, I'll find something like you feel me. Like I can go play a little
I
air.
can't say what I want to say. So.
All the races.
Okay.
Nigga, what?
Racist.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be left?
The people that's not racist. I'm not racist.
Oh, I thought he said all the races. That's
That's
what I'm like.
y'all
Yo,
racist.
Right.
So I'm like,
With
what?
the ass lifting.
Yeah, like
Oh,
what?
okay.
Racist. You got
Nah,
your
what
T.
group you wanna get rid of?
I was more so with the pedophiles.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
I said
I
pedophiles
think
and rapists. All y'all get out. All
Yeah,
y'all.
because like to me, like even social wise, I'm like there can be rehabilitation, but even then, it's just like
Or
you-
white supremacists. I don't know. Yeah, y'all can get up out here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it.
Just
Most
imagine.
pedophiles are
Yeah.
but not all white.
If we get rid of one of those, just imagine how much of the government and how much of
the
big businesses gonna go missing, the CEOs and all this shit.
Yeah, they run America, so you can't really.
Yeah. Pedophiles, I mean, you get real
I mean, even if you say pedophiles, rapists, you gonna get rid of a lot of politicians.
Wait, no,
Yeah,
they can go. I don't care. I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, I'm go.
No, I remember. Wait, okay. Honestly, I remember I saw this question on TikTok, and everybody said them light skinned TikTok niggas.
What?
You know
what about them?
Let's say get rid of all of them.
Ones that put the music and like the dancing, but then when you take the music away, it just looks really weird.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about like currently? Like you still do that in 2022?
Yeah.
Oh, you're.
Yeah.
Let's say get them up out of here.
Yeah.
Sure.
You see
People that still call themselves Blasians and like make their entire identity about being
No,
Blasians.
that's the thing. Like there's not. I mean, if that's your race, or ethnicity,
there's
that's
a difference. I'm not out here to be
don't be like I'm Blasian.
Yeah, but have you ever met a Blasian?
Yeah, I had a couple Blasian. Well, I had a couple Blasian friends.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah, they were pretty beautiful, but I mean, some of them are stuck up. I ain't gonna lie.
No, definitely does.
Some of them is pretty stuck. I don't know what it is about Blasians, but the few Blasians that I met, the women, they think that they are better than any black women. They step
well, there's goes
on
with colorism.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
No, honestly, the colorism, especially that I see, like in my. Okay, I understand.
No, it's crazy.
In my community, especially even though
I'm
not gonna say y'all old, because y'all not like. No, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Y'all not old. But people.
Justin, I'm almost 10 years old. I'm almost a decade older than you. Like, I feel like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, Justin, like, yeah, but like, you're.
But you're not, I'm not gonna say you're old, because you're not old.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. But okay, my point is, people within like my age group in high school right now, or that just left high school, the amount of young black men that I see completely being colors to other to black women is just insane to me, because I'm like, what's wrong with you? And the amount of times, honestly, I've never heard it out loud, but if I hear somebody say, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going, I'm going to smack you in your fucking face.
You better not say that shit around.
You better not say that to me.
Yeah,
I mean, there's that, and then have you ever met like a really bold, like they call themselves a snow bunny? Yes, and so it's just like perfect weather for a snow bunny, and like she did this, and like she was in like this super cut, and it was just like, oh, but you don't care about black issues. All right.
I've never understood that.
Let's have some nigga babies.
Absolutely. I have a cousin that like absolutely was like.
I don't condone to hit a woman, but I do have two lovely sisters.
Hey, okay, both my sisters is grown, but I got Alani, and y'all. Alani can fight. Alani hit like a man. She's strong.
Oh, I'm not sure.
That's okay.
All right. If you could have an endless supply of anything, what would it be?
Food.
Money.
Say that again.
Money. I could do anything.
That's true.
With the endless supply of money, I can have an endless supply of food.
That's boring. Boo. LM.
I feel like when it comes to money, that just opens yourself up to, then suddenly governments are going to start putting restrictions on you, and they're going to start doing this.
100%, because you're going to get this money, right? But there's a bunch of shit that's going to come with it.
Yeah, like it's going to be so many layers.
Okay, hold on. You got a point. I feel like I need to change my answer now. You got a point.
No, you want to say it.
When you say money, if you have an endless, say you got a lot of money, you're a very wealthy person.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how much money you have, that puts you in different social spaces. And
who said I can't be a regular human?
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. When you're making a certain amount of money, there's a certain group of people you're gonna deal with.
Okay,
you're in a different class.
Okay, the way he said endless. Okay, we said endless. Who said I'm actually doing something to make this endless amount of money?
But I'm saying, are you gonna?
You say you
I don't gotta deal with these people. I can continue my regular day-to-day life and buy moms in the house.
I say $10 million man, and like there's certain people you're gonna deal with. You have to deal with if you're making a certain amount of money in America. You feel me? If you
they're gonna find out.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's how it works.
I hire a lawyer.
They know everybody that's making
I'll hire a lawyer. You deal with them.
That's not how it works.
Then he gonna fuck you out your money. Then you're gonna be sorry. Damn, where my money go?
Okay,
if it's endless, then it ain't going nowhere.
I feel like you got cooked enough.
You right. He might fuck around and find a way for it not to be endless.
Go ahead and change your answer.
Oh, come back around to me, because now I gotta think.
Like, endless supply of anything, bro.
Crazy.
You can't go wrong with food, though.
That's very
really nice.
I just feel like I have to make sure that me and my crew go right.
You feel
And
me?
then even the fact that then that opens up my money that I already have. I no longer have to spend money on food.
Yeah, and plus, if you say
Everybody can
food,
eat.
you're not generalizing specific things. So this is so much. You feel me?
And like
Some options.
I also think
Like
like
I'm not gonna say pizza. Like who the fuck wanna eat pizza for the rest of their life? I
But
love
but
pizza.
even
Damn.
but even if I had to like okay, then that's when I can be out and like I think I'm just always gonna go back to community where it's just like I can just go help those that are less fortunate.
And with smarter food, you could open up your own food pantry. You go
Literally.
give to a different one.
Literally. Literally, man.
I think when COVID was happening in the St. Stephen's community center, is that what it was? What is going on?
Literally, man.
Oh.
Listen.
No,
When they were doing,
yeah, go
when they
ahead.
were doing the food drives and like giving money, like giving just like fresh fruit and stuff, I felt like that was really good.
Yeah.
So imagine if they could always do that
Right.
and not just in tough times.
100%. 100%.
I just seen a food pantry.
Got a bad attitude.
I just seen a food pantry up on Main Street, and the line for this food pantry was it was a drive-through food pantry. They had the entire thing from Billiter all the way to maybe Dresden, full of cars, people waiting to get into the food pantry.
And then
Really?
it's also like everyone wants to get pasta, but no one wants to get pasta sauce. Everyone wants to get mac and cheese, but they don't want to give you milk or water to help make it. So it's just like suddenly you have all this pasta, but you don't have meals. So that's why sometimes like food pantries try to be more specific about like, please get this stuff. And then people are like, well, that's expensive. And it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of like why I need it.
That's why they need it.
Correct.
Because they can't afford it.
Uh-huh.
100%.
Y'all ever see thickened water?
Thickened water.
I've seen it. I've seen it. It was like a whole thing on
It's
TikTok
like
for a minute,
jelly. Oh, it's
but I've
crazy.
never tasted it.
So I used
That's
to
the
be a
old
social worker in a nursing home, and like, you know, when you get older, you just like start to be able to choke on things. So it was like this thick of water. It was literally like jelly, and it was just like, bloop, and then it was so nasty.
I kind of want to taste it. I like to see
That
it taste
just
like.
made
Yeah.
heebie-jeebies.
It should. No, it
But look at it on TikTok. There's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Thick water.
I'm kind of cool with looking up stuff on TikTok because I heard about some
You
pink
can-
sauce and I'm scared.
Hey, that pink sauce? Yeah.
You
Yeah.
bought that?
No, I said I heard about
Oh.
it. Nah,
That's a scam, bro.
I still don't really know what it is,
People
but
was
like
getting in the
I'm just,
packages
it just
and
look
opening
weird.
it.
It's because it
And I'm
wasn't
just like, what's going on with
She needs to get an
the
FDA
world,
approved
bro?
so she can continue selling it.
correct.
Say that again.
It wasn't
She needs to get
that
an FDA approved. That's what she needs.
Food Drug Administration.
I mean, FDA approved anything,
I mean,
Yeah,
they do
but
approve a
they
lot.
still, if they didn't approve that, that was
bro. Oh yeah, the FDA didn't. You said they didn't approve.
No.
it, but she tried to get it approved by the FDA.
They still didn't approve it. She's been trying to.
That's some sick
They still didn't.
What is it? Is it lotion?
No, it's a
it's
food.
something going food.
It's a dip.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And then like she never describes like how it tastes. She just like it's really
And
good.
people was buying this.
Yes, and then
Yes.
like it didn't have seals properly, so things were getting like moisture was getting in there, things were going bad.
So-
Things
The bottle was
people
bloated because it
eat it.
includes dairy, but when the bottle came to you, it would be bloated. That's not a good thing if it's dairy.
Right.
Some people
That's
described it as like
really
an
sick.
alternative type of ranch. It's got a different flavor to it. You don't like ranch?
I do like ranch, but thinking of alternative
Alternative
ranch.
Like,
That's what some people describe
I mean,
it as.
when
it's
I'm
pink.
when I'm over here with Niall, sometimes I don't get ranch because someone's a sauce person. Like I like to taste my food.
Imagine being a saucy person.
A saucy person.
Saucy
I feel
person
like,
is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like being saucy is a plus.
I feel like I
I'm
would
not-
at least
I can't-
taste what I'm eating.
I can't be a
Not
saucy
just like
person.
dunking. Like the fact that you eat Wendy's spicy nuggets the way you do is the craziest thing to me.
I can't
And you
be a
need
saucy
so
person.
many. I need maybe 1.5 sauces. Like I'm just like
I only need one.
I can
dip in
do,
that.
I can do 2 to 3 sauces for a 2
I only need like
But I
one.
dip my
I feel,
fries in there too.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
See. Shout out to the Wendy's that do this. They gave me 2 sauces when I get a 4 for $4. Cause I put that sauce on everything in the 4 for $4. You feel me?
Burger?
The burger, the nuggets,
feel you
and
on
the
burger. I feel
fries.
you
So
on
I
burger.
need 2 sauces. You kind of want Wendy's? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I do kind of want one. You
Wendy's, y'all
that.
could be our sponsor for season 3.
So,
So,
I mean, y'all was founded right here
Hey, let's
too.
get a
Y'all was founded
Weezytalks
right here in
meal.
Columbus.
I mean,
I was like Wendy's was, Arby's was in Ohio, Donato's was in
I
Ohio.
mean, Ohio just got.
White
Can I
Castle.
get an Arby's? I still haven't had Arby's really.
I'm
Like,
keeping
I-
the business, don't worry. You'll be able to try it.
Arby's.
Arby's is pretty.
It's roasted meat.
I have
No.
Arby's always end up
Don't
like
get
one of
that
the little
roast
chicken
beef shit.
sliders.
Get the chicken.
I always get the chicken
Yeah,
sliders.
I was gonna say, I
or
like
like
that
the
shit,
chicken.
but I don't know, but I don't like roast beef. I'm not a roast beef nigga.
I don't know why people like.
I don't know last time I had roast beef.
I don't know why.
I never tried corned
Yeah,
beef,
that
but
was
that
good.
shit probably nasty too.
Yeah.
I definitely don't like pulled pork. That shit's nasty. Yeah, all that shit.
Sonic be hitting.
Sonic is underrated, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Sonic slaps, bro.
Anytime, like, we're gonna go get Sonic so we can get slushy.
They slap. But like,
especially
the thing is, I don't know what people be thinking. Like, they go to Sonic. Are you expecting a high quality burger, nigga? Look at that. Like, what?
But the burger be decent, low key. It be solid.
That's what I'm saying. It be solid.
It's a solid, decent burger for a decent price.
Like, it's pretty solid.
Tater tots, onion rings.
I ain't never had no Sonic.
And you can get the tater tots
like
with anything on it. You can get tater tots with. You can get the chicken and cheese tater tots. You can do whatever you want.
They got options.
They'll put jalapenos on your burger, on your tots, whatever you want.
They always got slushies in ice cream.
Man, we used to hit that.
Yeah, every summer in high school.
Like every week.
And then they have like the 2 from 2 to 5. It's like half price. You know what I mean? Like
they got their little happy hours.
Yeah. They like deal.
They had the little after 8 o'clock, the late night half price shit. I don't know.
I just go for slushies.
I haven't been to Sonic in like over a year. I'm not gonna lie.
We went.
It's a place you be forgetting about.
We went 3 weeks ago.
Forget about Sonic. The only time I remember Sonic is if I literally drive past one.
Yeah, I'd never had Wingstop before, so we went to Wingstop.
I had my first time when Wingstop too.
Listen, he put you on the
food.
And so then, like, I was like, we're gonna go ahead and stop at Sonic, and he went, okay. And I went, I want a slushie. He went, okay. And then we didn't tell anyone. We didn't tell you at all.
When I was a kid, the first time I had a Sonic slushie, I had that blue one. Fell in love. First sip. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially with the nerds. See, now I kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
Sonic close.
Listen, we're the next closest Sonic.
I know where it's closest Sonic.
Is it Stelzer? It can't be Stelzer, can it?
Yeah,
that's closest one. Yeah.
They ain't got no Sonics for
No.
You're right.
The next one I can think of is Polaris.
Stelzer.
There's one at Indianola.
Oh yeah, only 10 River Road too.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
They close at 11 now, so I'm going to Sonic 4.
You
looking at me, nigga.
Let me roll. I got my own bread. Let me roll.
What you got on the gangster?
I got my own bread. Let me roll.
How much?
First of all, you know I got.
What's in your savings?
Whoa. He just counted it last. He counted it last.
Disclose numbers.
Live on the pod is crazy. Live on the pod is wild.
I gotta give him.
Because here's the thing. You know you're supposed to be saving money.
Live on the pod is
I'm
wild.
gonna give you a little pay raise now because that's foul. All right, I'm gonna make sure you get it. Right. We got it. Because
he didn't do shit.
Like now,
No, stop. He needs to save his money.
Right.
It's going in stock.
You better.
You better not.
Why are y'all wilding on me?
Get this nigga $3 stock.
No, I would not do that like that. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Y'all wilding. I would not do that. Chill out.
No, but that's one thing though. Like Justin, if he wants to spend his money on nothing, he'll make sure he got something to eat.
Hey, okay. But last few times I've been making sure when I spend money, I've got something to come home with that I know I'm going to.
I'll give you that.
But here's the thing. I will say I do spend money on food because I'm never gonna buy myself a combo. I will never like not get a drink from somewhere just so I can be like, oh, I have water at home. No, I can get a drink from here too.
The thing is, I really have foods where I only like water some days, and then some days
I'm not eating it every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
and everybody's water done.
I'm not going to deny myself the combo.
Yeah, 100%.
But I will always make sure if I'm going into a store and I know I'm going to spend money that day, I have to make sure I come home with something that's going to be.
Shake is also really good. I'm sorry.
Steak and shake ain't doing pepper jack no more.
You eat steak and shake?
No, I said I don't eat it that often.
I tried it first come out.
It slaps. It's going crazy.
Did you not like it?
I don't know how I feel
But it's
about
like
it.
hit or miss.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Like
you're a sauce boy.
Food is
I don't know how I feel
but it's
about
like
that
it's a
sauce.
restaurant. And like,
I don't like all sauces.
Up to par.
Oh.
Because the workers up
I'm not saying it's bad.
Food gonna be cool.
Okay.
But you know that line, it used to be like Cleveland versus the
Yeah,
lunch.
that's right there on the Eastern.
Yeah.
I just go to everything at
I
Eastern. Like I don't, and part of the reason why I go everywhere at Eastern is because I can kind of remember where things are.
Everything is there pretty much.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't need to like look up directions because I don't know directions.
Yeah, I know that Eastern was bigger than Polaris because for the longest I thought Polaris was way bigger than Eastern.
It definitely had to be since they added that new extension.
I think that's part of it too.
I think it's just because Polaris is like, you know, everything's right in
It's
here.
like the big mall, everything's inside.
Everything's in here. You got multiple levels. It's just, it feels bigger when you're in it.
Sections now.
It feels bigger when you're in it, but you're in Easton.
Outside, you can walk down here, some more.
You got all the way to Pins. Target is still technically part of Pins.
What you say?
I mean, it's technically part of
Definitely
Easton.
could have went to Pins. I've been
We
touching
could have.
that. But you know, we never can when it comes.
Cam didn't want to meet me.
Speaking of,
Cam didn't want to meet me, and he hated me.
We're not gonna do this on camera. Speaking of drinking, next question is, would you rather be drunk 24/7 or never be drunk again.
Well,
I don't drink, so
I'm a
I'll
minor, so
never
never.
be drunk again.
But how you gonna drive?
Right.
How you gonna work any piece of heavy machinery?
Well, there's a difference between
Drunk and blackout.
and
drunk.
blackout.
I feel you.
I mean, I
feel
was
you.
trying to say that, but then you didn't. You love talking a little bit.
Why would you play me like that? No, that's crazy.
That's the truth, though.
That's not the truth. No, don't you agree with her?
Oh, so a black man can't defend a black woman against another black
I
woman?
just said something about this and that. Okay, I'm done talking. She just twisted my words. I'm done talking. I'm not saying nothing else for the rest of the podcast.
Crickets.
You at least laughed.
That's what I do.
Look at you.
So is everyone never gonna be drunk again? Cause I hope you gonna be drunk 24/7.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like
I don't
being
drink,
drunk-
so I don't really. I still don't really. I'm gonna be honest. 21. I still don't really know what it feel like to be drunk. I don't drink for real.
Me,
Well,
I
you
haven't been
couldn't-
blackout.
I've never been drunk.
I was like, to be
I've
drunk,
never
I feel
even
like I just am
regular
funny.
drunk.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably more impulsive than I probably should be. I think I stopped like losing that filter because like I definitely filter a lot of things I say.
No,
So like being drunk,
you
like,
be
to me
loose.
is that.
Yeah, you be loose when
No,
you drunk.
you ain't met.
That's
there's
true,
Nadia
that's
and then there's like
true.
nods.
That's true. That's true.
So I think that that's kind of like I mean I wouldn't mind being drunk 24/7.
You're not
You're not gonna say nothing.
You over there.
Just you and me apologize.
Right.
Just
That's crazy.
Alright, we're gonna end it off with this question right here. If you could shoot your shot at one celebrity and you knew you was gonna make it, what was it gonna be? We starting off with Justin since he wanna be quiet
Silent.
and shit.
One celebrity. Damn. Yeah,
Excuse me,
what's
sir.
up?
I am talking to you and we are kind of live here.
What you looking for,
He's looking
bro?
for the pen. Oh no,
his
you're
phone?
looking for the phone.
You trying to look for who it is?
Alright, so you did all that and didn't answer the
Yes.
question.
Right.
And
Just
who's
answer
your
the question,
person? I
Justin.
don't even know where that went.
Do you want me to apologize? I will apologize. I'm sorry for
Me?
coming after you, Justin.
Go, nigga, go.
Oh,
No, you didn't even say that.
Exactly, motherfucker.
Perfect.
I apologize. Will you please talk now?
Talk.
Hold on.
Now, yo, who's the one you gonna shoot your shot?
Honestly, bro.
Nadia, who's the one you gonna shoot your shot?
Whoa, my
Alright,
nigga.
my fault. You said that.
Damn.
You know how you do that.
Honestly,
I'm about to stall somewhere.
You know what's crazy?
Alright.
This is the one time I actually had an answer before y'all niggas got
You know
to
what?
it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Good job.
Tessa Thompson. Valkyrie from
Boy,
Thor.
I don't know. I thought you was talking
I know
about
who
different.
Tessa
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you know, like, I feel like a lot of niggas be hype. Like, Zendaya, cool. Like, a lot of niggas be hyping up Zendaya, but
Yeah,
like,
y'all
you know,
ruined
shit about
Zendaya
Tessa
for,
Thompson. Like,
the real ones.
MCU, like, they got some beautiful actors.
Alright, I kind of can't decide between these two.
Okay.
So either Xochitl Gomez,
Who is that?
Right.
that's
You
America
can't
Chavez.
get that on no
America
picture.
Chavez.
Oh.
America Chavez from Multiverse of Madness. You still ain't seen that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was about to tell you. I was about to tell you get out. I was about to tell you get out.
I meant to tell you that.
Or Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega sound real familiar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or
Hold on. I like how he did it.
Cause like Xochitl Gomez is around my age.
You know,
Xochitl Gomez is 16.
wait, you said her name is what?
Which one?
oh, she's 16.
Jenna
Xochitl-
Ortega?
Jenna
She
Ortega.
look like a kid. Yeah, that's
What is she off of? She looks mad familiar.
Jenna Ortega, she's been on a few things.
Killer Queen, Babysitter, Fallout, Blockbuster. I'm not one to judge, but your answer was 2 white women.
Two
Latino.
Latina women. The fuck
Yeah.
are you talking about?
They're not black.
I'm trying to think in my age group here, okay? Actually, hold on. I might.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got one now. I used to have 2. I don't know what happened to the other one. I just gave up on
Just
it.
kidding. It said you don't smile enough for me.
Yeah.
You don't appreciate your
Do a
boy.
little phase.
Or Skyjack, but Skyjack's too old for me.
Not too old for you.
And she our age, 20, 21?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't
21.
care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's 21.
I mean, the Diane from Blackish just turned 18.
Oh, yeah.
That's an area truth.
This will be crazy. I never actually watched Blackish.
You don't have to watch Blackish.
Alright. There's been some funny episodes. I
She
can't.
did
It
other stuff.
wasn't like I just didn't want. I just never.
Yeah, I watched some of it. Like I
Skyjack
never
is
watched
20.
the whole thing.
Yeah, Skyjack.
Nadia's turn.
Well, I don't know. Like.
Oh my. So
Well, I just guess that I'm at a point now where I was just in a toxic relationship, so I don't think about relationships in that way. So I think I would like want someone who wants like a comedian, like someone on Comedy Central, like that's just funny because that's what I need right now is laughter. So like I would.
So Cal Williams, cool.
You're wild.
They'll keep you laughing.
You will.
From Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
I forgot about
A lot
that
of
shit.
people from Ohio. Steve Harvey from Ohio.
Garrett Levert. I mean, not Garrett. I
Simone
mean,
Biles.
Jared Levert, the old R&B singer. Yeah.
Both us.
You feel me?
Brian Curry. We could, Ohio's just, we could go on, but.
Shit, me. Nadia. Cam.
Like, right. Like what? Justin and shit.
You feel me? Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning into this season finale. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. But thank you so much for supporting us throughout this whole season. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, we got to give it up for Nadia, our special guest.
I appreciate the support, the viewing, the everything throughout season 2. It's been a long season.
Yes, it's been a
This
journey.
off season is about to be very, very calculated, tactical, and season 3 is about to be like this shit is light. Like season 2 is fire, but this shit is light compared
That's
to
what I'm saying.
And I didn't get us to 100 subscribers, so I guess we have to wait for the Twitter. It's cool though. It's cool.
You feel me? We get a
It's cool.
Yo,
We still had two.
Season 3, we
We
get
had 2 women guests. We don't need like.
It's cool. Watch.
It's
Watch,
cool.
watch when we drop them.
But
they're not ready.
like, for the people that live in the city, when you see us on TikTok, like the fucking video,
Follow, nigga.
follow a
Don't
nigga.
be acting weird.
Why y'all act?
No.
Y'all be commenting
No, here's what's
on
gonna
my
happen.
story, and then y'all want to act weird when I post
Exactly.
the video. Like when I upload, I see the views. I'm like, it's way more people that was talking to me about DMs. Like I didn't real different and shit, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We be back.
As soon as they see guests, they can be like, "Oh, why you ain't ask me to get on? I've been trying to get on."
You ain't been
That's what I'm
supporting.
saying.
Exactly.
You don't even
Subscribe.
comment.
Do
You don't comment.
Have you liked any of our posts? If you ain't following Weezytalks right now,
If you ain't ever commented like the video, how the hell you got the audacity to man?
and I'm pretty sure we ain't got no
Season
comments on
3,
these right
we
now.
coming soon, baby. You said what?
I mean, yeah, we need some more comments on these videos, man.
On YouTube too.
Yeah,
Shit.
I'll be up out of here, man.
But season 3, we'll see y'all. Jersey.
All right.
Compton.